שלום עליכם מלאכי השרת מלאכי עליון מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא רוחם לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So nice to see you all together celebrating some B'nai Mitzvah, and Noah and Jacob and Jolie. And we're going to have a wonderful day tomorrow as well. And you've seen our rabbinic intern, Evan Sussman, also the director of our youth department. And maybe you can warm us up with some Shabbat songs. You got something that we can just warm up and feel this beauty of Shabbat and help us feel the sanctity of the day. And we'll all join together with you.
How great it is for all of us to be together as one community. Hine matov. Hine matov manai sheverachim gam yachad. Hine matov manai sheverachim gam yachad. Hine matov. Hine matov.
Or would you want to go right into the service? This is our first time doing this together. So what would you like to do? To go? We want to go? Okay, let's do Romamu. We'll continue with our back. You're going to join us, by the way, in our Siddur, in that red book in front of you. By the way, if you're at home and you're watching us in the comfort of your living room, or maybe you're still around the dinner table, some people are just finishing off dessert, you can welcome to join us. If you have the Siddur, you could have logged on to our website and downloaded the Rabbinical Assembly. We're going to begin in this Kabbalah Shabbat, page 20, with Romemu. You can find almost always, in addition to the Hebrew side, if you go to the left side in the red, you'll often find a transliteration, and there it's the third line from the bottom there, Romemu, again, page 20.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho.
The other words, join along with us.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho.
On page 23, you'll find Lecha Dodi. This is when we're going to welcome in the Shabbat bride to bring sanctity into our community. So we're going to begin with the first stanza on page 23, and then we'll give you a little signal to rise, and it's going to be page 25 at that point, the last stanza, and we're going to face towards the door, and we're going to bow at the very last words, Bo'ich Halah, which means, welcome, bride, come in, our bride of Shabbat. We're going to begin page 23 again, Lecha Dodi.
This is a new melody for Lecha Dodi. If you aren't familiar with it, we're going to start with some lullabies.
Lullabies are easy. You can do this.
Can we do lullabies this evening? No? Okay. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la. Let's try that together. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושמו תפארת ותהילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Rise together, page 25. We welcome in the Shabbat bride.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. יאללה la lies. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la. Ya la la la. One more time. Ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la. Ya la la la.
We're going to remain standing on page 39A for the Baruch Hu, the official call to prayer.
We're going to start first with some English, and then we will join as one community for the Baruch Hu.
I love this one. I love this one. Oh, go ahead. Go.
Am I awake?
Am I awake?
Am I prepared?
Am I prepared?
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening? Are you listening to my prayer? To my prayer.
Let's start that again from
Can
the
you hear my
beginning.
voice? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I awake? One more time. Am I prepared? Am I awake? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Am I prepared? Are you listening? Are you listening to my prayer? To my prayer. Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I awake? Are we prepared? Am I prepared? Yalla lie. Yalla lie, lie, 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 lie. Barechu et Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach.
Our turn.
Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Va'ed, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Va'ed, Leolam Va'ed. Yalla lai, yalla lai, lai, lai. 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 One more time. Am I awake? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? To my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared?
You may be sitting. Isn't that beautiful? It's my favorite now. The Baruch Hu, the idea that we should be awake in our souls and we should be prepared. It's just beautiful. To share a little bit of a reading. Beloved, are you eternal God, whose design the evening falls, by whose command dimensions open up and eons pass away and stars spin in their orbits? In rising sun and spreading dusk, creator of all, you are made manifest. Beloved, are you Adonai for this hour of nightfall? I'm going to continue now on page 40, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Avta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu B'shochbeinu u'v'kumenu Nasiach bechukecha ונזמח בדברי תורתך במצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגי יומם ולילה ואהבתך תישא ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
Amen. All right, Noah, you're going to join us up here, my friend, for the beginning of Shema Ve'ahavta on page 41. If we'll all join, go ahead, and I'm going to invite those of you who are there and at home for this one moment of oneness. This tradition for many is to close your eyes, to focus on that oneness of life and God and the blessings. As Noah will begin, you can take off your mask as well, and we'll join along. Go ahead.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivon Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivon Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
No, we'll continue Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta
et
Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha
v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shochtecha uv'kumecha ושרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Shekoach, now you can go down. Jacob, you're going to join us up here for the concluding part. We're going to continue silently on page 42. Hey, Jacob, you can take off your mask if you like and continue with Leman Tiskaru.
Leman Tiskaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hoseiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet.
All right, Jacob, you can go back down. We're going to continue on page 44 with Micha Mocha.
Yalalai. Yalalai, lalai, lalai, yalai, lai, lalai, lalai. Yai, lai, lai, lalai, lalai. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Let's try that again with the claps this time. Everybody, join Rabbi. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malechutecha, malechutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe. Ze Aliyah nu ve'amru, ze Aliyah nu ve'amneru. Adonai, Adonai, Eloh le'olam va'ed. Adonai, Eloh le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, lai, 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 la, 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 lai, 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 la, 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 lai. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai la lai lai ya la la lai la.
Page 45, Hashkivenu, which is one of the, for me, one of the most beautiful prayers, which talks about creating that tabernacle of peace, that protection over all of us, that we should know peace. We're going to join together along with Evan.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu
If you know the words, join along.
Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu. One more time.
Come on, Zoe. Let me hear you.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu lechayim ushalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechayim.
Page 46, Noah, Jacob, we're going to call you back up again because you're going to lead us in Vishamru. And come on up here, please. And they told me before services that they really would like all of you to join along with them. All right? They don't want to be left out there hanging alone. So page 46, they're going to get us started, and we hope you'll join along with them. You can take your masks off. Jacob, there you go. Here we go. And get your key from our rabbinic intern, Evan, and ready.
Vishamru b'nei Israel et hashabbat la'asot et hashabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Israel et hashabbat la'asot et hashabbat ledorotam berit olam. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Put on your mask, you can go back to your parents. We're going to continue with the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה בריחו, לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא, ואמרו אמן.
How many of you have studied, I'm sure, psychology in high school, maybe a little bit in college? Do you remember right? You remember studying about nature versus nurture, about right identity? Right? Is it nature, right? Is it the genetic makeup of the individual? Or is it nurture? Is it the way that they're raised and the influence in their lives? And that great debate about which is more and what it is. And then you have kids, and then you realize, like, it's nature. Right? Do you put, like, on the side, right, of nature, like 3 different kids? You going with nature or nurture? Lot of nature. Lot of nature. Friedman, nature, nurture? Lot of nature, right? You want to believe nurture, right? You got to believe, right? Exactly, right? And yet we still have this great debate about what is the significance, what happens. And so, by the way, how do we do testing in terms of trying to prove the difference between nature and nurture? They do it, by the way, on twins. They put them into a little maze. No, just kidding. But by the way, Noah and Jacob, they do it with identical twins, because who are, right, the exact same genetic makeup, raised in the same household, right, and try to figure out really how much is nature and how much is nurture, and they still, even with that, can't figure it out. So by the way, how far back does this debate go? It goes all the way back to the Torah. Because all you have to do is read this week's portion to know about Jacob and Esau. Not Noah. That was a while ago. All right? But Jacob and Esau are twins. They're fraternal twins. We assume because they look very different. Right? Esau is just big and hairy, right? And Jacob seems to be a little bit more demure, right? A little bit more of that just civilized man, if you will. And yet they also have lots of other differences, right? Esau is the hunter. He loves the kill. And Jacob prefers, he's domesticated. He likes to be home cooking, right? So, which is good, by the way. Being able to cook is a great thing. Guys, being able to cook is a great thing. And right, part of it, remember, he ends up, Esau selling the birthright because Jacob had prepared that lentil soup that he wanted to have so much. And each of them, right, apparently different but not. And then, so what's the nurture part of it is? The Torah tells us that Isaac was much closer to Esau, and Jacob was much closer to his mother, right, Rebekah. And what kind of influence did that have in terms of their parental involvement? Parents, you try and parent each one the same, but not. Right? Separate but equal. Like, you can't do them the same, can you? You got to do it a little bit differently, but how do you decide? And you kids, by the way, then you say, like, it's just not fair. You treat them differently. You treat her differently. Right? There you go. Exactly. And the kids say, no, we're the same. And the parents go, no, you're not. And Jacob and Esau create this great dynamic about what is going to be the greatest influence in their lives. And there is this idea that the rabbis talk about of the influence of their nurturing. And so one of them is about, it says, had Jacob and Esau, this is from Samson Raphael Hirsch, who's the early 19th century, who's German. So he's like the early mid-1800s, and he says, had Jacob and Esau perhaps been raised differently by their parents, recognizing their each unique way, had each parent been able to parent them differently, recognizing who each one was, perhaps each one would have grown up to be a little bit different. Isn't that amazing? In the early 1800s, to be able to acknowledge the sense that parenting has a lot to do, and maybe even in the story of Esau and Jacob, that they might have been different, in fact. So Samson Raphael Hirsch is saying that nurture has a lot to do with it. Right? How you want to believe, by the way, I think many parents, that like children are clay. Right? There's a basic structure there, but you hope you can mold it a little bit, just a little bit, as they fight you in that molding process. But then there's a midrash, by the way, that says this, that when Rebekah was pregnant with Esau and Jacob, that they would, I'm trying to translate the Hebrew, because that they would struggle within her. And whenever she passed a house of idolatry, Esau would try to exit the womb. And then whenever she passed a house of study, that Jacob would try and exit the womb. And that inside, that they were fighting over their different dispositions. So by the way, nurture or nature, in utero nature. Right? From the very beginning, there's something about them that really is directing them in a way. And so we know this by Jewish tradition. One of the greatest pedagogic tools and designs of our Jewish holidays is which holiday? Passover. And we focus on Passover, and one of those places we focus are the 4 sons or the 4 children. And our rabbis, 2,000 years ago, talked about differences of the children. Some are a little bit more wise. Some are a little bit more, I don't want to say wicked, but a little bit more, what word would you use? All right, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more directed, a little bit more, right? You can think of a lot of words. One model is a little bit more simple, right? So just understands it a little bit differently. And one, by the way, it's just by nature just doesn't know how to ask. Maybe so shy. Maybe doesn't know enough. And the rabbis say you have to teach each one according to their ability. Our rabbis knew that this nature-nurture debate was actually not a debate, but rather had both elements in it. You had to acknowledge the truth and the essence of the individual, And yet, how you teach and how you talk can have a great influence on how our children develop into adults. I love rabbinic tradition and the insight that our rabbis provide. We're going to continue with our service with the Amidah on page 47. I'm going to ask you to rise, and we're going to begin with a little bit of a kavanah meditation that begins Adonai Tzvatai, and then we'll go into the Amidah silently in private prayers. Here we go.
Adonai. Ananana svatai tivta. Ananana ufiagi tehilatecha.
Join along, here we go.
Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tivta. Ananana ufiagi tehilatecha.
At this time, your private prayers, Hebrew, English, or if you wish, the private prayers of your hearts.
Say shalom. Oh, say shalom bimromba. Huya say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel.
You know the words, join along.
Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen. Yalla lai, yalla la lai lai lai, yalla la 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 lai, yalla la 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 lai, yalla la 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 lai, yalla la lai lai lai, yalla la 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 lai, yalla la 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 lai, yalla lai. Oh say shalom, oh say shalom in Roma. Huya say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen.
All right, Joel, you've been waiting so patiently. Why don't you come on up? You're going to lead us in Kiddush. We're going to all rise together, please, on page 55. Julie, don't forget that wine, the Kiddush cup. You take off your mask. special Kiddush cup from the family, right, that they brought to be able to celebrate. And Jolie, why don't you start? We'll join along with you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho באהבה ורצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen.
It's grape juice, so you can drink it all up, Jolie. There you go.
L'chaim.
There you go. You can put the cup down. And you're going to remain up here, and we're going to continue standing. Page 56 for Aleinu. And Jolie, you can move the microphone to the side there. Right? Just feel free. As we join along with Jolie. Here we go. Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום והשבותה אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת. אין עוד. We continue on page 57.
ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני מלכי ועד.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. You put your back. Hey. At the time of memorial, we recall in reverence the yortzites of those who have been gathered unto their people. On this Shabbat, remember the lives of Bernard Aronson, Violet Agassi, Luana Faye Ash, Esther Asher, Martin Baskin, August Libby Balick, Shaken Bekta Morova, Marjorie Ruth Bilkis, Jerry Bobrow, Jane Brooks, Sylvia Kalig, Sarah Chinsky, Ronald Cohen, Benjamin Cohen, Rita Copeland, Jeremy Eisenstein, Isaac Gitt, Louis Gitterman, Annette Gold, Abraham Goldberg, Alan Goldshine, Jeffrey Goodman, Max Grossberg, Matthew Hahn, Jack Herskovitz, Jack Horowitz, Albert Ippolito, Harriet Kaner, Beverly Ann Kaplan, Doris Katz, Marilyn Katz, Alan Kent, Dorothy Cooner, Rachel Levy, Frida Bloom Levy, Elise Michaels, Fred Molnar, Mitchell Moss, Rebecca Myers, Martin Joseph Price, Jeanette Rockmore, Sam Ross, Florence Ross, Shia Sam Sadis, Anita Nan Shepard, Mas Sherman, Muriel Solomon, Sarah Spector, Jerry Sprackman, Noriel Tabibnia, Helena Talmor, Mike Talmor, Phyllis Valadez, Shelley Ventura Cohen, Hyman Weisbuck, and Patricia Flum. We're also mindful of the recent bereavement of David Sonnenben, father of Debbie Kleinberg. And Debbie, you are, there you are. For you and David, our condolences for you and for the boys and for your family. His memory should always be a blessing. For those of you reciting Kaddish, we invite you to rise at this time on page 58. And whether you're here in the sanctuary or whether you're at home and you're reciting Kaddish as well, to be part of our sacred community, those who are reciting Kaddish are going to join together. Here we go. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah. Amen.
Be'alma tivrach irteh v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru Amen.
Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'le'amaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav
Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May God establish His peace in the heavens, grant peace and harmony for us, for all of Israel and all of humanity, as we say, Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. All right, Mazal Tov to Noah and Jacob and family. You feeling better? You feel ready for tomorrow morning? All right, 10 a.m., they're going to be back here celebrating their B'nai Mitzvah with community, with family, with everybody. Jolie, how you feeling? A little better now? You know, like, get a little nervous now? You get up there, but you realize like you can do it, and you can survive, and you're fabulous. And Samuel's family, we're excited for tomorrow afternoon, 4:15, right, for the Bat Mitzvah. And brothers, you're going to be there to support your sister. Right, absolutely. There you go. Next Friday night, 7 o'clock, join us for our online Fusion Shabbat service with music, learning, and prayer. So that service will be online. This Sunday at 11 a.m., join Chazan Mimi for our Sacred Space service, which focuses on meditation and reflective prayer. Intimate, slower-paced service is offered monthly. It's a fabulous way of engaging. We used to do it in person on Shabbat, but now during the pandemic, we've shifted things around, and people can do it on Sunday to be able to do it with their prayers. So 11 a.m., and you can find the Zoom link on our website. By the way, for any of our programs that are by Zoom, and to find out, it's aliyahlive.org. You can find all the information. Sunday is also Mitzvah Day. We have all kinds of programs going on here all throughout the day. You can still sign up online. Please go to templealiyah.org/Mitzvah Day, and you'll be able to sign up. We need people still to give blood, I believe. So if you're the bloody type, if you are, don't say the bloody type. If you're the type who are able to give blood and would like to help save a life, then it would be great for you to come and to be able to donate blood. There are many other ways to be able to volunteer and to bring in items that are needed. All COVID protocols apply and will be administered for all activities, so you can know that we're going to be safe. In case you didn't know, by the way, those of you who are here know this. Those of you who are watching at home, our services are open, right, when we're here on Shabbat, every Shabbat morning, many Friday nights. You have to make a reservation, RSVP. You have to have proof of vaccination. Preferably, you do present it online, and then we can make sure that you can come in. We want to make sure that everybody's safe and feels good and comfortable about coming to services. And I think that's it. Julie, for 4 years you made those announcements. I was almost ready to call you up, just so you know. I almost threw you off. You would have went right in there, wouldn't you have? Right? Julie Devine, a past president. This is a pleasure to see so many of just the wonderful families that are here to celebrate. Beth, it's so nice. Both girls you got here tonight. Kraslovskis, you got parents. You got one kid. The other one is off in college, and we're thinking about her as well. And it's so great just to be able to celebrate, and tomorrow we'll continue. Let's conclude our... What are we going to do, Adon Olam?
We're going to do Adon Olam.
It's been good for a couple hundred years, I think.
I feel like we've been using too much of our feet by standing and sitting, that we need to start using our hands this evening. So we are going to be doing an Adon Olam. Some of our younger congregants might know it, and it goes something like this. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nira. Eid nasa b'chefza kol azay melech shemo nikra.
You're playing musical instruments, I imagine, right?
Yeah, these are musical instruments.
So
yes.
by the way, we'll let you know, page 211. If you don't know the words, you'll be able to find Adon Olam on page 211, either Hebrew or transliteration. Would you want to come up? You want to lead it with? You want to help with the arm move? No, so you're comfortable right there. You're good. All right, we'll let our rabbinic intern continue then. Here you go.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nira leid nasa b'chefza kol azay melech shemo nikra Adon Olam ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora Adon Olam והוא היה, והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברח להינשא בחפצה כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם. To the bottom, בידו. בידו אפקיד רוחי בית תישן ויעיר אדון עולם ועם רוחי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא אירא אדון עולם אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברח להינשא בחפצה כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם.
We got a little Shabbat Shalom for us that we can take our way out of Shabbat. Let's rise together, everybody, just to feel. Those of you at home, stand up already. If you've just been sitting there, whatever you're doing there, stand up with us. A little bit of Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.